Education is called to order. We would like to welcome you. We know we have a lot of students and teachers that we're going to, and administrators that we're going to recognize tonight. And we know that many of you are here for that. So thank you for being here. And certainly all the students that are here, you got 2 days next week and we have Thanksgiving break. And let me just take a moment to say happy Thanksgiving to everyone. We have much to be thankful for and much to be thankful for because of where we live here in Caldwell County. So we'll proceed on with our meeting at this time. I'd like to call upon Mr. Tim Hawkins for invocation for the board.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As we pause tonight for just a moment of silence, we would like to remember Dr. Stone, who's under the weather tonight. If you would remember him in your thoughts and concerns. Also, Dr. Church, who's having surgery tomorrow and will be out for a little while. And certainly continue to remember our country, that we will have unity and peace throughout our nation. Thank you. Thank you.
I did intend to mention about Dr. Stone. He has been sick for several days now and has been to the doctor twice. So he is definitely sick, but I think he is bouncing back, and we truly thank Dr. Church for sitting in for Dr. Stone with us this evening. Next on the agenda is our Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. We have two students from Dudley Shoals Elementary, Anderson Neal, second grader, the daughter of Susan and John Neal, Caitlin McMillan, third grader, daughter of Cindy and Alan McMillan.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Anderson and Caitlin. We appreciate your being here and sharing with us tonight. Next item on our agenda is the approval of the agenda.
Mr. Chairman, I have two modifications to the agenda, if you may. I would respectfully request that we remove item number 9.1, the status update from communities and schools. Ms. Eller is also sick and under the weather. And then secondly, I would like to add under item number 11, superintendent announcements. I'd like to change that to a closed session for attorney-client privileges.
Do I hear a motion that we approve the agenda as amended?
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve the agenda as amended.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? And motion passes. Next, we have the approval of the minutes, and on October the 10th, we had our fall work session, and we have reviewed the minutes from that meeting, and also that evening we had our regular board meeting on October 10th. The board has had an opportunity to review those. Do I hear a motion we approve the minutes of both of those meetings?
I move we approve the minutes of both October 10th meetings.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any comments, questions? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? And that motion passes. You also see that on October the 17th, 2016, there was a joint meeting of the Caldwell County Board of Commissioners and the Caldwell County Board of Education. The Board of Education's had an opportunity to review those minutes. Do I hear a motion that we approve the minutes of the October 17th meeting?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve the minutes of October 17th meeting.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any comments? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? And motion passes. As of 4:30 this afternoon, we had no public comments, so we will move on with general announcements. Next Monday, on November 21st, the board will be meeting here at the Ed Center at 8 o'clock in the morning. We will be traveling to, I think it's 9 schools that we're going to be visiting next week. And we're going to stop at Dudley Shoals and eat lunch at the school down there. Then we're going to proceed to a couple other schools, and we're going to wind up at Whitnell School. And there we will have an opportunity for the public to meet with the board. So that will be coming up next Monday. It is what we call our board walkthrough. Also next week, on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we have our Thanksgiving break. So like I said before, happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Hope you have a great time with family and friends. And then on December the 5th, 2016, at 6 o'clock, the Board of Education will have its next meeting. So those are the announcements at this time. Next is our honors and recognition. I'd like to call upon our Community Relations Director, Mrs. Libby Brown, to come and announce these, and the board will move down, and we are looking forward to welcoming each of these people.
Good evening, Chairman Pennell, board members, and Dr. Church. It is a pleasure to recognize our budding artists before us this evening in the boardroom. And their artwork is on display in the Education Center Art Gallery throughout the month of November. So parents, friends, neighbors, please come back and enjoy the artwork that you see along the hallway in the Education Center, because we're very proud of it and we know that you are as well. So we're going to start with our artists here in the Caldwell County Schools, starting with Dudley Shoals Elementary School. Mallory Catherman, 3rd grade. Gwen Roop is the principal, and Alexis Buchanan is the art teacher. So I know that Felicity Cunningham, 1st grade, Dudley Shoals Elementary. Harley Hall, kindergarten, Dudley Shoals Elementary. Andrew Swink, 4th grade, Dudley Shoals Elementary. And Carter Ward, 2nd grade, Dudley Shoals Elementary School. So parents, we're going to get all of the children in the center here in front of the Board of Education members. So you want to stand out and go in front of the Board of Education. Time to take pictures. So please, feel free to take a picture of that. Yeah, one more for us. Now we get ours. I think they deserve an applause for holding that smile. Okay, now we have students from Hudson Elementary School. Logan Bumgarner. Logan is a 3rd grader, and the principal at Hudson Elementary is Adam Windmiller, and Emily Eisenhower. Hayden Greer, 4th grade, Hudson Elementary. Mason Massagee, 2nd grade, Hudson Elementary. Gabrielle Moore, 1st grade, Hudson Elementary. And Emily Saylor, kindergarten, Hudson Elementary. And I'm going to go ahead and combine Gamewell Elementary with this group because all of those students weren't able to attend. And Andy Berry is here, principal. Paris Sadeghi, the art teacher, it also does a great job at Gamewell Elementary School. Kirsty Branch, 2nd grade. Okay. Tristan Eberst, 4th grade, Gamewell Elementary. Cameron Robinson, kindergarten, Gamewell Elementary. There he is. Kyle Stevens, 1st grade, Gamewell Elementary. And Aiden Pinay Urquilla. He is 2nd grade, Gamewell Elementary. Okay, we have our group of students. You want to move to the center so you can get your picture taken. Just so cute. We should put a picture of that in the education center. Congratulations to all of our fabulous art students. Okay. We have another art student, Haley Hartley, 6th grader at Hudson Middle School. She has been recognized as one of 6 winners in the 2016 Young Artist Competition sponsored by Professional Educators of North Carolina. I agree. Haley was in the 5th grade at Sawmills Elementary School when she created the winning artwork. Sawmills Elementary art teacher Brad Wright was also recognized with Haley during an award ceremony held this fall in Raleigh. So Brad is also here. Brad, why don't you join your art student? Yeah. For pictures. Congratulations. It is our privilege to recognize outstanding elementary and middle school course students and their teachers. The North Carolina Elementary Honors Course is a group of approximately 150 students who are chosen from across North Carolina to give students an opportunity to develop their abilities to the greatest possible extent. Participating in the North Carolina Elementary Honors Course is very rewarding for teachers, students, and their families. This year, 576 elementary students from 87 schools across North Carolina auditioned. There were 196 students accepted. The students performed challenging music of several different types, including a piece from an Italian opera. The chorus received a standing ovation for their wonderful performance in the Stevens Center in Winston-Salem on Sunday, November 6th. Every year, the middle school honors course is held in November as well, performing at the North Carolina Music Educators In-Service Conference. This course provides an opportunity for the very best singers from across the state, grades 6, 7, and 8, to come together and work with a nationally acclaimed choral conductor. There were 188 students who auditioned at 3 different locations across the state, and there could have been more than 3. There were 74 schools represented, and 152 students were chosen. The conductor this year was Dr. Rollo Dilworth of Temple University, so it was an honor for the students to participate, and we have some of those students right here in the Caldwell County Schools. So we'd like to congratulate them and introduce these excellent singers among us and their chorus teachers. We're going to start with William Lenore Middle School Director Carla Reed, Principal Lisa Vaughn. Starting with Seth Diaz. Yes, I do. Seth. And Carla, you may want to come forward and just get, because I know Miss Reed. Okay, Seth isn't here. Elizabeth Elliott. Dylan Phoenix. Okay. Samuel Norman. Grace Laity. Grace is here. Molly Worthington. Graylin Thomas. I said Abe. Okay. That's okay. Okay. Gwyneth Fry. Nikazi Davenport. Nikosi Davenport. And she's at basketball practice. So William Lenore had the largest group. So let's take one picture with this group, this particular group. So we're very proud of them. And let me clarify, it was 888 students auditioning. So that's pretty incredible for these young students to make that. One more. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you, Carla. From Hudson Middle School, we have Director Sherry January, Principal Julia Knight, Kurt Hensley, and Grace Monday. So here's Kurt and Grace. Happy Valley School, we have Director Erica Greer, and Meredith Belk is the principal. Katie Walker and DeCarrie Chapman. We're just as proud of the directors. Is Erica's here? How about Sherry January? And do we have room for a couple more? Okay. From Granite Elementary School, Director Andrea Evans, and Christy Holler is here for Chris Green tonight. Elise Hinkle, this is her second year. And Elena Parlier. And I'm going to say that Andrea here always gives me the information each year of who makes the course, which is very helpful, and I really appreciate that. And we have one from Dudley Shoals Elementary. Director Denise Prince and Gwen Roop is principal. You saw the art students from Dudley Shoals earlier. Avery Sigmund. Avery Sigmund. So we're very proud of this group of students. If you want to squeeze in the middle, try to get some photographs for our website and for parents, for our Facebook page. What a nice looking group. Thank you. Congratulations to Zoe Bailey, Jr. at South Caldwell High School, who won 3rd place in the North Carolina Poet Laureate contest sponsored by the North Carolina English Teachers Association. Zoe won honors for her poem, Frostbitten Fingers, which may be applicable to all of us very soon. So, and Chad Smith is principal. I saw Chad. Is Zoe here? Would you like to come up and get a certificate? So we're very proud. We won't have Chad recite the poem. We may have had Zoe to recite the poem, but we won't have Chad recite the poem today. Thank you. Let's get Zoe in here. She's watching it. Okay. Then we have Harrison Longano, Jr. at Caldwell Early College High School, has been named as a commended student in the 2017 National Merit Scholarship Program. Harrison is an elite group, or among elite group of the highest scoring students in the country who have taken the college entrance exams. He will definitely be on the watch list for scholarship contenders. So congratulations to Harrison, and we recognized Isaac last month. So we have 2 in the state. So Isaac is from High Brighton High School. So we have 2 high-flying students with us tonight. So we're proud of both of them. So let's give them a yes. Let's get a picture of you. Very proud of you. Yes. And we have Jill Duffy. We're going to go recognize one of our administrators. Is Miss Duffy here? Yes. So come down, Miss Jill Duffy. Student Support Services Director has been named the North Carolina Regional School Social Worker of the Year for 2016. With more than 30 years experience in working with children and families, she is one of 6 finalists for the North Carolina Social Worker of the Year. Congratulations. Please stand. Make her smile. Yeah. We have PBIS. Yes. Yes, go get your picture. Put it on our website. To the left, to the He's messing with you. Okay, and finally, we're going to recognize some schools in our school district tonight for the North Carolina Positive Behavior Intervention and Support, or as we call it, and North Carolina calls it, PBIS. It is a school-wide program that demonstrates the ability to work together productively, the use of school data to implement research-based practices, and development of supportive systems to teach all students new behaviors. This evening, 6 schools will be honored for their successful involvement and consistent approach to working with students, parents, and staff members through PBIS. Keith Hyman is the system-wide PBIS coordinator, and he's also our middle school director for the Caldwell County Schools. Clarissa Mitchell is the transition coordinator for the district, and she is also lead coordinator for PBIS. So we have lots of things to give away tonight, banners and a couple of certificates. So Mr. Hyman and Miss Mitchell, if you'll join me. Okay, we're going to do some fun things up here about PBIS.
All right. And we're very excited this year, as Mrs. Brown has alluded to. We do have 6 schools that are being recognized. We also have 2 other schools that are coming on board with the program for this year, which are Lower Creek and also Valmead. And next year we plan on having Granite Falls Middle School come on board with the program. So it's really taken steam and moved ahead. The first school that we'll recognize is Baton Elementary School, and they're recognized as a model school, and Heather Shin is their representative. Mr. Teethell is extremely sick. He sends his best regards, but Ms. Shin, if you would come down for Baton Elementary School.
And this is the 3rd year of PBIS at Baton Elementary School. And they have earned this designation from the state of North Carolina. So you're going to need help. So Mr. Hyman, do you want to get in that? Yeah. And Clarissa, do you want to get in there too? We'll let you guys get.
Okay. All right. The next 2 schools that we'll recognize are our Green Ribbon schools, and our first one will be Hudson Middle School. And I know that Julia Knight, principal, is here this evening. Okay.
And they began implementation in 2014-2015. And we're very proud of their PBIS team at Hudson Middle School. You want to call it?
Yes, and the second school that we'll recognize as designated as a Green Ribbon School is Sawmills Elementary School. Please come down. Thank you. I think I saw Courtney.
Yeah, Courtney Wright. I think this is your 2nd year of implementation? Yes. And it's successful launch. We're very proud of you. Nice. Very, congratulations.
And And our next three schools that are going to be designated as an exemplar status, the highest that you can achieve, representatives are here from Davenport A+ School, Gamewell Elementary School, and Gamewell Middle School. Would you please come down?
And as they're coming down, we have Kelly Smith and Travis Gillespie from Davenport A+ and their team, and Susan Adams. And we have Gamewell Elementary School, Andy Berry, and Miss Boujard, yes, the new counselor, and Anna Crook. Anna, introduce your team.
I have Lucy Wood, my social worker, Shannon White, and the Christie teacher.
Yes, so very good representation for the school. We're very proud. This is the highest level. Very proud of them. And I would like to say that for the last 9 years, Gamewell Middle School has been recognized by the state for PBIS as considered a model school. Then and now an exemplar school among the states. So we're very proud of all of them. Yes, very proud of them. And your leadership. So can we squeeze everybody in? It's nice to get that statewide attention, isn't it? For these excellent schools. Congratulations to everyone. Thank you. Thank you.
If y'all would wait just a moment, please. Linda, if you come here just a moment. For the past 12 years, Caldwell County Board of Education has been enriched by the board membership of Linda Coffey Greer. That was beginning back in December of 2004. During her tenure on the Board of Education, Mrs. Coffey has served on the Student Services Committee, Child Advocacy Council, and the Facilities Committee. With a full career in child protective services and social work, she dedicated her efforts to providing for all students in the school district. The Caldwell County school system has experienced many accomplishments during Mrs. Coffey's tenure on the board. Constructing a new William Lenoir Middle School, improving the graduation rate to the highest rate ever recorded in the school district, preserving jobs for all employees when the district suffered state and federal budget cuts, and implementing new academic programs. It has been the school district's great honor and pleasure to have Linda Coffey Greer serving on the Caldwell County Board of Education from December 2004 to 2016. Linda, we have a plaque for you here, and it says Caldwell County Board of Education presented to Linda Coffey Greer, Board of Education member, December 6, 2004, December 5, 2016, for dedicated service and outstanding efforts on behalf of the students, faculty, and staff of the Caldwell County Schools. Oh, we're going to have a picture here. Very good. Okay, I think, Board, we're ready to resume our business session here. If you, this will be appropriate time if you need to get home and do homework or eat dinner or whatever. So this would be an appropriate time to leave, but once again, have a great Thanksgiving.
Good job. Uh-huh. I'll need to take you to my house. Caldwell. Carolina. It's always a joke. We still do it. Monday Night Football. Do you get that? It's about 10 votes. Are you first? Second. You go. Tell us that.
That was very nice.
Okay, we'll move along with the remainder of our agenda. At this time, I'd like to recognize Dr. Jeff Church, who's filling in, of course, for Dr. Stone tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Tonight we have with us one of our newest doctoral candidates, or doctors in the house. Congratulations to Dr. Kim Case, and she's going to present a little on her dissertation.
Thank you, members of the board, Chairman Pennell, and Dr. Church. What I'm actually going to present is just a little bit about the artifacts that I created during my last couple years' worth of coursework for my superintendent's licensure. So I believe you have an executive summary of the 6 projects that were required. Had some freedom to choose what things I researched, but the point of the artifacts was to look at the components of district level planning. And if I were to serve in a role as a superintendent or associate superintendent, what would that look like? So my first artifact is an organizational development plan, and that was a pretty comprehensive overview of our entire district, how things worked with a SWOT analysis. I learned through that particular plan that many of our administrators at that time, and that was 12-13, had a small number of years' experience. And so with Dr. Stone's input, also with the associate superintendent's input, we talked about how to develop capacity and build more instructional leadership, particularly in our building-based administrators. In our systems management plan, for me at Whitnall, exceptional children's transportation was something that I was very familiar with. So I worked in that system, looked at what could be done. In the program evaluation, I went back and researched our multi-tier support system implementation, which actually started for Whitnall in 2009 and actually in the state a few years before that. In the school system reform plan, I looked at how district leaders and administrators could engage in more effective problem solving. We looked at PLCs. I conducted a survey of the readiness level. Are we ready to work in PLCs as administrators? The policy analysis plan looked at our district safety plan, which actually expired in 2015, and so a new plan currently is in place. And finally, the systems analysis plan, I did that in collaboration with my dissertation, and I studied the impact of the North Carolina teacher evaluation process on teacher perceptions of professional growth, teacher effectiveness, and attitudes toward teaching. So did some surveys, had a great response rate from teachers in our county, looked at what could be done to improve the process, how it worked between professional development, administrators' roles in the process, and learned some pretty interesting things through my dissertation. I would say, just to be very brief, and I'll be glad to answer any specific questions that you have, but the 2 things that I've learned overall is that without communication and collaboration between all stakeholders, we won't be as effective as we could be. When we all talk and we're all on the same page, we're all working for the same goals, then the systems, whatever they happen to be, work smoothly. And so that time that it takes up front to talk, to collaborate, to get all your information before you make a plan is vital. And so I would say, as far as in a role as a superintendent, that would be one of the most important things, is spending that time to listen to all the stakeholders, to gather all the information, and make sure you have all parties on board as you start to build programs. So, are there any questions specifically that I could answer for you? Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Dr. Casely. That's wonderful.
We appreciate Dr. Case's leadership at Whitnall. I was privileged to sit on her dissertation committee, and she did an outstanding job with that as well. Congratulations. The next item on the agenda is item number 9.3, and I'm requesting to be placed on 1 month comment period, a revision to Board Policy 3440, recognizing excellence, removal of the following language, and we would like to take off with the principal's list language that it is a B average with no grades less than a C and no grade of unsatisfactory. We want to beef it up a little bit and change that to just no grades lower than a B. So I respectfully request that that's added to a 30-day comment period.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we put Board Policy 3440, recognizing excellence, with removal of the language regarding the principal's list on a 30-day comment period.
Second.
Any comments or questions?
Removal of the principal, excuse me, I stand corrected. Removal of the principal list altogether.
Any
It'll
other?
just be an A and an A honor roll and a B
Be
honor
on
roll.
the roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, I thought that's the way I read it, was A honor roll and B honor roll and no principal
Okay.
list, period. Okay.
All right.
Any
Thank
other
you.
comments or questions? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And motion passes.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Chairman, I need to go back up on the agenda. I had my number circled and I went right past it. I need to add for board action a change in the board walkthrough schedule. I'd like to recommend the change the date of the South Caldwell and the High Brighton District walkthroughs to November 21st, 2016 for South Caldwell District, and to January 23rd, 2017 for the High Brighton District. So I respectfully request the approval of those changes.
Do I hear a motion that we change those two dates of the board walkthrough to November 21st, a week from today, and then the High Brighton one will be January 23.
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve the board walkthrough schedule as amended.
In a second. Any comments or questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And motion passes.
Thank you. And the final item is requesting approval to waive the second reading and immediately approve a revision to Board Policy 3621, student athletic eligibility. If you recall, right before school started in August, the state board began allowing sixth graders to participate in athletics, and we had to make a real quick adjustment to our policy to allow that. And this is trying to catch up with that. We're recommending waiving the second reading because winter sports are starting any minute now. And the language that would be changed is, or be added to the program, to the policy, is a student who will be enrolled as a sixth grader that attended an elementary school that is a natural feeder to the middle school may be eligible to participate in middle school athletics and cheerleading, with the exception of football at their current school. The provision does not apply if the sixth grade student transferred to a middle school from an elementary school that is not in the middle school's natural feeder pattern. So I respectfully request that we add that language to policy 3621.
Do I hear a motion that we waive the second reading and approve the revisions to Board Policy 3621, student athletic eligibility?
I make the motion that we approve the revision to Board Policy 3621, student athletic eligibility concerning the sixth grade.
Second.
Any comments or questions?
I got a question.
All right.
It says here, so if they transfer from middle school, or from elementary to middle, they have to sit out a year, just like,
No, say a child is in Gamewell Elementary and they move in, they're transferring into Gamewell Elementary, and they transfer into Gamewell Middle, then they would be eligible at the middle school. If they would transfer into William Lenore Middle, then they would have to sit for a year. But it's for the natural feeder pattern.
Okay, unless it's a natural feeding pattern.
Right.
That's what we're putting.
Yes, yes, sir.
It's gonna stay just like we currently have, it's moving it down to the sixth grade, is that correct?
Okay.
Any other comments or questions? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? And motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Church. Next on the agenda is Dr. Trish Johnson, Associate Superintendent for Human Resource Services.
Chairman Pennell, members of the board, and Dr. Church, I have 2 items for your attention this evening, beginning with Exhibit 6. Exhibit 6 includes usual and customary personnel items requiring no action from the board. Exhibit 7 includes usual and customary personnel items requiring action. I respectfully recommend approval of these items as they have been presented.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the usual and customary personnel items as presented. Second motion.
Any comments, questions? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes.
And it's unusual not to have transfer requests. We will present them at the December 5th meeting.
Very good. Thank you, Dr. Johnson. Next is superintendent announcements. Did you have any, Dr. Church, that you needed to bring up?
No, sir.
Okay. At this time, the board, do I hear a motion that the board go into closed session?
Mr. Chairman, I move that the board move into closed session pursuant to North Carolina General Statute 143.318.11A3 for attorney-client privilege.
And a second? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? So we'll be going in closed session. We do not expect any action coming out. That being the case, if you're not here when we come back, have a good evening. I don't think we'll be long.